Hello all and welcome back to the Soda Pop Podcast. Today I'm your host, Trevor Peck. Soda stands for School of the Arts and pop just sounds nice next to it. In today's episode, I'm so lucky to be joined by the cast of UNA's very upcoming musical comedy, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, if you did not know, is a musical comedy about two con men living in Paris in the 1980s, and the two of them try to one-up each other in increasingly ridiculous ways. It's a very fun show, but it also has a lot of really heartfelt moments as well. So without further ado, I will go ahead and turn it over to the cast. I hope you enjoy.
My name is Laura Lee Johnson, and I am playing Jolene Oakes in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Hello, I am Zeke Jones. I'm a freshman here, and my character is Freddie Benson.
Hi, I'm Lacey New. I am a senior here, and I'm playing Muriel Eubanks.
Hi, my name is Alex Bragwell. I'm a transfer student here, and I play Lawrence Jameson.
And I'm Trevor Peck, and I'm off camera, which is kind of unusual. It's the first time we've done an episode. Well, also, if you're listening on Spotify, I'm also off camera. Everybody's off camera on Spotify. But I decided that, for any of our YouTube watchers, we have just our cast set up. We're just trying the new layout to see how it looks. But I'm also in this musical, fun fact. I play an ensemble member. It seems like everybody here only has one role, and that's really interesting because I've got a lot. So I play a sailor, I play a croupier, I play a portman.
Sailor?
I already said sailor. Well, if you want to get technical, I play sailor number one. I also play a tourist and a guy whose wife gets hit on named Gerard. So lots of things. So to start off, we'll go ahead and do our new segment, Pop Art, where we talk about stuff that's been inspiring us recently. And since this is a musical comedy, I thought what could be better than asking what kind of music has been inspiring us recently. And it's really hard not to just say a song from the musical. Musical songs are so, I don't know, they're just a total vibe. Mm-hmm. They're so fun, they're so full of life. But I'll just go with something really, really basic. There was this group that I really like called Brook and the Bluff. And one night when we were in rehearsals, my girlfriend Snapchatted me and she was like, "They're in Florence, they're in Wilson Park, and they're just playing a free concert." And I was like, "What?" And I was so upset that I could not go see them because I was dancing my heart out. But I've been listening to them recently, and I love their music. They're so just inspiring and sentimental and catchy and stuff. So that's kind of just what's been inspiring me recently.
To be honest, I am obsessed with the Great Gatsby musical, and the Notebook musical at the moment. But I also just a small artist that I love. His name is Monrovia. It's just just such a vibe. He's just so vibey, and I just love his music, and I don't know, it's so nice and cute. So yeah.
I'm a big I'm a big music nerd, and I would say one thing I'm listening to a lot lately is this. He's this Brazilian composer. He plays guitar. He's from the 70s. His name is Wagner Ticio, and he makes the music that lets you just wiggle it out. If you're ever stressed or you're anxious, you can just turn him on, and you can just start shaking and moving around.
Oh my gosh.
And then you're all better. And you're all better.
I love that. Wiggle it out.
Wiggle it out.
When in doubt, wiggle it out.
Oh, that's we should make a t-shirt.
I'll be in contact with the soda office.
Yes.
We'll get on it.
Yes. Okay, so I think the person who I've been listening to a lot, I'll actually say two. One is my favorite band in the entire world. They're called Flip Turn, and they are just actually incredible. Yeah, I think y'all should just go listen to them. They're from Florida, I think, and so kind of in the South, which is fun. Their concerts are so nice. I went to one of their concerts, and it's everybody was just sitting on this lawn with a blanket and just enjoying, I also went to a Sarah Kinsley concert, and Sarah Kinsley is just the best live performer I've ever seen in the world. Her range is incredible. Like she at one point she's like, my voice is tired today, and I was like, oh, I cannot tell. Like she's just incredible. So
Love that.
Well, two of my favorite bands I've been listening to a lot recently have been, well, not just recently, just a lot, is Rascal Flatts and For King and Country.
Yes.
I recently was lucky enough to see For King and Country live, and they know how to put on a show. Like the two brothers running around the stage, the moving platforms, the light show. Their music is just very, in best words, heavenly. It's very inspiring to listen to. And it was one of the best times, I say, this year I've had. But musical-wise, I've been listening to Chicago a lot.
Oh.
Chicago's a great musical.
He had it coming.
he had it coming.
That's exactly him. That one's mainly on repeat. It's like that one.
I've never listened to Chicago or watched Chicago.
Oh my
I did
gosh.
audition with a Chicago song though.
What
Really?
song?
What was it?
Razzle Dazzle.
Oh,
Nice.
shut
So
up
I-
right now.
I am so musically I'm so musical theater illiterate. I know barely any shows. And so I literally just like looked up on YouTube like male like auditions for like musicals. Oh, also if you have your phone on the table, can you take it off because it vibrates the mic? How dare you?
Apologies.
Anyway, sorry, I just heard.
I have a Chicago thing.
You have a Chicago thing?
Yeah, one of my friends is in the national like touring Broadway production of Chicago now. Yeah, he's
Wow.
like incredible. Actually, little TMI moment. My first crush ever in the world. Freshman year of high school, I was Dragon and he was Donkey and Shrek, and I was like, I'm in love with you. And I was like, this whole thing. Yeah,
Wait, what does that have to do with Chicago?
he's in it now.
He's
the national touring.
Okay.
Yeah,
I saw that on Facebook. That's amazing to hear.
right. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, I thought you were just saying like, I love Chicago. My first crush was Donkey.
Basically, yeah.
Oh god.
So I thought it could be fun transitioning to the main part of the podcast to just talk about like our first experiences with acting and with musical theater because I've hardly been in any play. Like my first play that I was ever in was 2 years ago, and this is my first musical that I've ever been in. So this is a totally new experience for me. But I was wondering with all of you guys, what your first experience in theater was like.
My first experience in theater was I was a Munchkin in The Wizard of Oz when I was like, I want to say like 7 or 8, and I've been doing theater ever since then, and anywhere from like roles of like Jasmine or Mary Poppins or Sharpay Evans. I just kind of fell in love with the whole, being on stage and entertaining, and it's like an escape from, reality. And so I just fell in love with that art of doing that. So I just kind of was like, you have one life. You might as well do what you love to do. So, yeah.
My first role was in middle school. I don't count it, but it's a fun story. I was in The Wiz Junior, and I was one of like 2 of the only white people in the class. And it was interesting because the majority of like the actual theater class was just a bunch of stupid white kids, and then the teacher went out in the halls and like went up to people saying, "Hey, you should audition." But like you know what I mean. Like she was going up to specific people, telling them to audition.
Oh my
We don't talk
gosh.
about that. But my first actual role that I would count was in high school. The first show I did, it was called The Illusion by Tony Kushner. My character was Matamore. I got thrown off stage in a trash can on accident. And it's just, I've been in love with it ever since.
Are you traumatized, Z?
No, it was fun.
You got thrown off on a trash can
Yes,
by
I was
accident.
disguised in a trash can. I was wearing it, and it had handles, and I had the hat, which was like the lid. And then I was supposed to get pushed, but instead of pushing me, he threw me off stage, and I rolled. It was great.
Oh my
It was fun.
gosh.
I got back up.
So you falling off the stage was intentional, but you're like he pushed me instead of like he threw me instead of pushing me.
I was just supposed to get knocked back a little bit.
Oh.
I was pushed off stage.
Oh, okay.
It's all good.
I thought you meant that like he picked you up and threw you,
That
and
is-
then you got up and you're like, "You were supposed to push me off."
No. That would have been great. That's not what you're supposed to do. No, it was a little frightening, but I survived.
Period.
Ooh, the pop. So, okay, I started doing theater also in middle school. I was like a big choir kid. Like, I loved to sing. And then my teacher, who was my choir teacher, she was like, you just need to do theater. And she was like, you're going to be singing on stage. You'll be able to wear like a fun costume. And I was like, okay, cool. And then the first show that I really did, I did Beauty and the Beast. And I was a little villager. And I think I just said, what lovely grapes. And like, that was it. And then my next show after that was The Lion King. And I was Rafiki in The Lion King.
Oh my
I don't talk
gosh.
about that a lot. But no, I just like, I fell in love kind of with what you were saying.
Yeah.
Like just being able to, for like 2 hours, just go on stage and be someone entirely different.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people in general, like for me, example, like I feel like I'm very lacy focused just because that's how humans work sometimes. And so that's nice to not be lacy focused and just be
Yes.
like so out of myself. My senior year of high school, we did Bright Star and Into the Woods. And that's honestly the last musical I've done since here, being dirty.
Wow.
Being dirty.
Being
in
dirty.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Well, it seems like a lot of y'all had experiences in high school doing theater. My high school was too poor to do theater. My high school didn't have a theater department. We didn't have a band. We don't have a football team still. There's nothing to my school except our basketball team.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to do a lot of theater when I was like a kid. But it was mainly around, I guess, like maybe 15 or so. Like, I grew up listening to musicals all the time. And so I wanted to find, local theaters that are just doing any show. So I think the first show I really did was this comedy show in Red Bay called They'd Hang You in Nashville, which was like this buddy comedy kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the best shows I've ever been in, being like mainly my first show I've ever done with having to learn 100-page script lines for the first time. So it was amazing. But after that, I started doing more shows at Wallace, like the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee,
Yes.
Robber Bridegroom, being lucky enough to play Percy Jackson in The Lightning Thief. And so Wallace was really like a start for me to finally get to do more of what I love to do, and being able to do this here, even like as my first musical, has been amazing so far.
Yeah. I think there's just like a specific like art to it, and I feel like people that are in musical theater just fall in love with the entire process, whether it's being in the ensemble or being a lead character. It's like being a part of a family almost, and you get to know each other and you get to like love each other, and it's just such an amazing process.
So talking a little bit more about Dirty Rotten Scoundrels in particular, I want to ask, what has been your favorite part about the show, and also what's been challenging about the show for you guys in particular?
My favorite part of the show, I love a good dance number. I love a good dance number. The dances are incredible, and the choreographer that we have, Adelie, she deserves all the credit in the world, because she has put together some of the like most amazing dances that I've ever been able to be a part of, and she's hard on us, but it's a good hard, a good hard on us. But it's just like that, and I also love the role that I am like playing, because it's such a role that I can relate to, but then it's like honestly like kind of out of my comfort zone. But one of the challenging things I've had is like the fact that I have to sing a song while also doing like a really big dance number, and keeping my breath and stuff like that. That's been a little challenging and difficult, but it's I love a challenge and to learn something new. So
Good for you. This is probably the most challenging show that I've done yet. It's been great. I love it. My favorite part is probably being naked on stage for a little too many times. This is probably the most amount of Zeke that's ever been shown on stage. It's great. I love it.
Hopefully not the most amount that we will ever see.
No, the cast has been great. I would say that's my favorite part. Love you guys. Part of my heart breaks every time I say Suzanne, so I'm going to refer to her as Mrs. Mills. Mrs. Mills is the greatest director I've ever had. She is so understanding, but she's also not messing around. So,
Real.
like, you can have fun, but you have to take it seriously, or she will not kill you, but she'll look at you and you just know.
You just know. She has that
doesn't
look.
have to say anything.
Yes.
The most challenging part, I would have to say, is all the costume changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're crossing the entire Norton stage in an 8 count on a wheelchair. It's impossible.
Yeah, you have some interesting problems having to be in a wheelchair, having to be naked. It's amazing you don't have to do both at the same time.
Unfortunate.
I think the best part for me so far has just been the family environment of the cast. I know everybody's touched on that a little bit, but like it's 14 of us, and I love every single one of like the people in the cast like so dearly, and I know everybody just wants like the best for me and like is so supportive and so kind. Oh, it's just really sweet. I also love getting to be Muriel. Like her whole character, I feel like she's just so like she wants to see the best in everyone, and she just like I don't know, it's so sweet.
Yeah.
And so I love just getting to like be her, if that makes sense.
And you play like a really like I've seen several versions of this show, and I'm like, wow, Lacey does a really good job at that.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
no,
kind.
you do, yeah.
Thank you. I love you. You're so kind. I think the hardest part has been, I mean, I haven't done a show in so long. Like I just haven't. Music education is a beast. That's my major. I didn't say that earlier. And so I just haven't had time to actually be a part of shows. And I don't know, I've been a little scared. Like, I'm like, this is a lot of lines I have to memorize. I am not a dancer. And so that has been a beast on its own. It's been hard, but I just love it. Like, I'm having so much fun.
To say what y'all already said, like the whole cast vibe and everybody here has been amazing. Everybody in the cast and crew and Suzanne is like been great. Some people that aren't here today, like Kirsten and Andre's his character, but Davis and so many others are great at what they do, and y'all are great at what they do, and just feeling this being my first year as a transfer student here has been amazing for a start for me. And playing the character of Lawrence, I'd have to say it might be like tie with first, but more second with like playing Percy Jackson, because like if you've seen The Lightning Thief, Percy never leaves the stage once the show starts.
Yeah.
And so that's a very demanding part. But playing Lawrence has been like this is the character I feel like I've played the most where it's not me. Like when I auditioned for this role, like I remember seeing you in the audition room for the first time.
Me too.
I was fully expecting not to get this role because like I am not Lawrence.
Yeah.
And because like from all the dialogue and all of that, and then I got the cast. I was like, wow, okay. I'm betting Miss Mills was like I guess she just saw something. Like I guess in the rehearsal, which another thing I thought I didn't do good in the rehearsal, but I guess I did, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
But challenging wise, it's such a very small thing. It's none of the dances. It's all that. It's my accents.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. It's,
The British accent, the German
Yes.
accent, the Spanish accent, all of that.
Can we get a quick glimpse? Let's hear the Viennese.
oh.
Oh, that's starting with the hardest one.
Good evening, Sergeant Benson.
Okay, not bad. I can go ahead and do the clap.
Yes.
But yeah, it's been such an amazing time so far, and for people to see this show in the upcoming days is going to be a great blessing to do. Like I hope people get such an amazing laugh out of it,
Yeah.
an amazing time when they come.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, you realize we're less than a week away from department preview?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird to think about.
Yeah, that's really scary.
It's terrifying.
Hey, so are we gonna have like 2 runs before we open?
Yep.
Cause aren't you and Lacey doing that thing on Tuesday?
Choir concert.
Oh yeah, I have that in my calendar.
Yep.
Wow.
So we have Monday and Wednesday.
That's
Mhm.
insane.
That kind of helps transition to another question I was wanting to ask you guys. I know that I think all of you are not exclusively actors. I wanted to ask how you guys are able to balance this and all of your other stuff. Like, how are you able to balance being an actor, being, also a performer, and being like in a musical theater show? How are you able to balance that with what you're like actually studying?
Well, up to a certain point, you can't really balance it out. Like,
Yeah.
especially getting this close to the show, this is kind of your life. Like, this is
Yeah.
the only thing you can care about right now. And, I mean, this is my first show here, so I don't exactly know what it's like. But, I mean, I'm fine with that. It's only 2 months, I can commit for 2 months.
I will say that being in a show is like where to me, that's where I put most of my priority. But I mean, like, it's like being in college, you have to like work, you have to, provide for yourself, and you have to, buy groceries and, pay rent, and, and also have a life outside of, college. So it's a lot of stuff, but at the same time, I take what I do on stage very seriously, because it is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I try to understand and learn as much as I can with that, because to me, all of the other side things that I do are more of like hobbies or enjoyment factors. But this is like where it gets like nitty gritty. Like I just want to be a sponge and soak it all in. So, yeah.
I think for me, like, it has, honestly, these past 2 months, it has like kind of felt like a drowning moment a little bit.
Yeah.
So like every day, like, I'm having classes from like 8 to 2,
Yeah.
and then work from 2:30 to 6:30, and then I'm running to rehearsal
Yeah.
from 6:30 to 10. And so it has, like, there have been times where I'm like, oh, like, I can't do this. But the only thing, like, the grace of God and my motivation,
Yes,
because I love what I'm
yes.
doing, like, that's
Yeah.
all I really can do.
Yeah.
And I've like enjoyed every moment of it. It's so funny because I feel like, school and work, like, in my head, like, they are a priority because they kind of have to be. But it's almost like I feel like my real life doesn't start until I get to rehearsal, because of how much I'm enjoying it and how much I love what I'm doing, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So I also think just that love for
Yes.
everything I'm doing, like, it really helps.
That fun of the theater is what really keeps the drive going.
Absolutely.
Like, for my career, like, I'm going into like cinematic arts mainly, but I do theater mainly just for like fun. Though if there are opportunities that I can perform professionally on stage or anything like that, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm mainly trying to go into cinematic arts and screenwriting.
Yeah. But I think it's like also so important for for every single person to find their little like niche, I guess, because it's where every single person, like everyone is different, and where you can find what you really are passionate about and what you really love, that's where you can learn to flourish. And I feel like all of us combining those together is what makes an amazing production or just an amazing department, to be honest.
Exactly. Like, it's like we've said already, it's more family wise. Like,
yeah,
if there
for
wasn't
sure.
if there wasn't that kind of sense of like camaraderie and that all wanting to make this show happen, then the show would never happen.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it'd just be dragging out for no reason.
Yeah.
But luckily, everybody here has that love for theater, even if they're not studying for theater. People that are a part of it want to do it just because
Yeah.
they want to be here.
Yeah.
It's also so nice, like, we all have the common goal of wanting to tell this story like the very best that we can, and it's nice that we are able to use our unique gifts and talents to bring that together,
Yeah.
because if we were all, this is a weird analogy, but if we were all arms, then like there's not a whole lot you can do. But some of us are arms, some of us are legs, some of us are ears, we all have our
right,
different bodies.
Yeah.
Well,
And I think that's like
sorry,
I
that
think
sounded
that's the whole. I think that's the whole point, though. Like, just us, all of us coming together, and for one common goal, and creating like this big production of like Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. And I think it's so. I just admire the whole process. I really do.
I do too, and it's so nice. Like people will come together and like help you with the things that like
Yes.
you're not as strong in. Like I met with Keegan earlier, and she was like helping me with all the dances, and then like me and Dave's been meeting and like going over lines because I'm like, okay, I have to remember these lines, and then like, it's just sweet. Like I don't know, it's sweet how everybody comes together.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
If the entire cast is a body, I'd have to say Zeke is the legs.
That's a joke. Come see the show.
Come see the show.
You'll know why.
You'll understand.
That reminds me. I have an idea.
Oh,
gosh.
We're all grown adults.
Right.
I'm basically an adult. Legally, I'm an adult. So I'd say when the show closes, we all have to go and get a tattoo. And
What?
it's going to be a
What?
little heart on our foot bone. Because there are foot bones of love.
You know what?
Honestly, I would be down.
I'd do it. I would do it.
My first tattoo is gonna be that. Like,
If you come see the show, it
Heart
would
on
make
your
sense.
foot. That would actually be really funny.
Yeah. I love that.
Well, I mean, now it's on Spotify. Now people are just going to hold us to it.
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
And as soon as this episode airs, I'm going to get a call from my parents. So,
you're gonna do what?
hello, Mom and Dad.
Trevor's a good boy. He would never.
Bringing us to our last question, I wanted to ask everybody, what is something you're going to miss the most about this show? And what's something you're excited for after it's over?
The cast, first of all, most importantly.
Yeah.
I don't know. This being my first show here, it was definitely like I'm gonna be more attached to it than anything else I'm gonna do here, at least for the near future. The people are great. The music, I hated it at first. When I listened to the soundtrack at first, I was like, "Hey, this sucks," but I'll audition anyway. And then I think our first read through, sing through, whatever, I could really feel it. I was like, "Oh my god, wait, I kind of love this," especially. Lacey's songs with her and Davis. What's it called? Like This, Like That. That's such a great song. Kirsten's big song. She's not here. God rest her soul.
Oh my gosh, she's not dead. She's very much living.
She plays Christine Colgate. She has the greatest number in the whole show, and I'm gonna miss being able to listen to all these songs by these wonderful singers. And I could just listen to the soundtrack, but that's like such a loser thing to do.
Yeah.
But I'm also excited because then auditions for next season are literally like 3 weeks after we close. So it's not like I'm just going to be sitting around doing nothing for a while.
Yeah.
You're not going to be there, are you?
I'm not.
Yeah, she's
After
Oh.
I love I love the show, and I'm gonna miss just everyone, and the fact that it's my last show here at UNA. And I'm graduating in December, and hopefully going to move somewhere to just further my education in theater, and just kind of take off with opportunities there. So
Like, one thing that always gets me with shows, like, I don't know if y'all ever feel the same of like you said you did previous shows, right? Okay. Any show I've ever done, whether it be ensemble or being like a lead character, I always feel the sense of like after the show's over, like post end show depression. Like,
oh, that's such a real thing.
like, because I feel like it takes up so much of your time for like say 2 months or 3 months depending, and once it's over, it feels like 50% of you is not doing anything anymore. So the other 50% is now just going back and waiting if you're going to do the next show, or just missing what you did. And so, like, I am going to miss this character. It is, like I said, the most challenging character I've ever had to play, since it's so not me. And so stepping into those shoes will be something I will deeply miss. And missing the cast, missing the songs, missing the fun stage presences, even the amazing sets we're having, like the moving staircases, and even the props we have. it's just been the best blast I could ask for.
Yeah.
I think I'm so excited to have free time again. Like, that's going to
Yes.
be crazy.
No, that's
Yeah.
valid though.
I think I'm going to, I don't know, I've honestly already kind of started feeling the sadness a little bit of being like, oh, after the show, like, when am I going to see the cast members again? And, you know, it is kind of sad because it goes from seeing you guys for hours and hours every day to being like, maybe on campus, I'll be like, oh my gosh, hi, so good to see you. I have to go to class.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that breaks my heart.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to keep hanging out because that's sad.
That's like one thing. Like I'm trying to go into filmmaking. I don't understand how like people that are like on movie sets that spend like say sometimes 5 months or even some amount of time with these same people, and then you'll just like never see each other again unless you'll work on the same project.
Yeah.
It's crazy for me.
So you guys are, what year are you?
I'm a senior.
Oh, boo.
I am a transfer student, so I'm a junior.
Okay, so you'll still be around for a little bit.
Yes.
You're gone.
Well, okay, so I have this semester, next semester,
Mhm.
and then I do my student teaching in the fall, and then I graduate that December. So I
Okay.
have like some time.
You have
but
a little while.
I have a little bit.
And is this like the last show you're gonna do? You think?
I don't know. I guess we'll see. Who knows?
Who knows?
You can't get rid of me that easily, Zeke.
Oh boy.
What would a woman do?
What would a woman do? I don't know.
I'm also a senior.
Hi, Trevor.
I graduate in May, so I'm not leaving as soon as Laura Lee is.
I just got here. Y'all can't do
Wait,
this.
You know what day you're graduating?
What day I'm graduating?
What
Because
day?
my birthday's in May. What if it's like your birthday present? You're just
I
leaving
think it's
me,
like
you're never
May
gonna see me again?
20th something.
Hey,
Yeah, I don't
20th is
know,
my
man.
birthday.
May
Oh.
20th is your birthday. Happy early birthday, Zeke.
Everyone.
My birthday is before him.
Oh, happy early birthday to
Happy
you.
early
I mean,
birthday to you. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
My birthday is 3 days after the show ends.
Really?
Really?
November 6th.
Oh.
Good for you. No one asked. That's okay.
Fine.
well, that brings us to the end of the episode. We'll end with Fizzle Down Feel Good, a fun segment that we've had for a while. In this section, all we talk about is just something good that's happened to us this week. So I'll start out. Something good that actually happened to me yesterday. I mean, I would just say the show, because the show is like the best part of every week for me. But something really nice. I recorded an episode with Keegan yesterday, and it was really, really cool. It was really great. We talked about art for like an hour, and it was awesome. So I would say that was the good thing that happened to me this week.
I'm going to say the good thing that happened to me this week was when we went to Waffle House. I think it was it Wednesday night?
I think it was Wednesday.
Wednesday night. We went to Waffle House Wednesday night, and I got to eat with a little bit of the cast. But then one of the workers was from Mississippi, and I just immediately bonded with her. So it was just a cute little moment. So yeah, that was like my little good moment of the week.
A moment that fizzled me down this week was we had our first run where like we included everything, like tech, lights, the entire set, costumes, stuff like that, and I loved seeing everything in motion, seeing what it was finally gonna look like. It was a little choppy, it was a little slow at times, but I mean, seeing the set in its completion, especially Lawrence's villa, the whole thing. Oh my God, the whole thing turns, the whole thing moving. There's all the moving parts coming together. It made me a lot more excited about the show, but also terrified about our only 2 runs. But we're gonna do great because
We are
Run
going to do
Crew
great.
is figuring everything out, and it's gonna be beautiful.
It is going to be
And
beautiful.
come see Dirty Rotten
Scoundrels.
Scoundrels.
I think for me was this week has just been like chaos. Like it has just been everywhere. And then there was a day, I don't even remember what it was. It was like 2 days ago. I was in the Chick-fil-A building. What's that called? The Commons?
Yes.
I was in the Commons and I just started reading like Proverbs 16 and I was like, oh my gosh. And I just felt so present. And I just like, I don't know. I just felt
Yeah.
peace and it was awesome. And so I've been thinking
Yes.
about that moment a lot.
Yeah.
This week in particular has been like one of those, like how you mentioned, like it's seeing everything come together, but also like personally it's been like one of those rough weeks, like just the vibes. Maybe it's the weather. It's finally changing to getting cold, so maybe it's the weather changing it. But feeling kind of down, but feeling like when I got home, I read a good bit of my Bible, and so that really helped me a lot better. And I think the best thing that happened to me this week is just but the best thing is just anytime I get to talk to my girlfriend. We are long distance now for me going here, and so that is rough like on that kind of thing. But every time I get the chance to talk to her, it makes my day and just the rest of my week even better, knowing I have her in my life.
I love love.
I love it.
So the last thing we do at the Soda Pop podcast is we give everybody here a chance to just shout something out. Usually the host doesn't do it, but I'm just going to go ahead and preemptively shout this out. Go see Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Go see Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. We're playing for 2 weekends. We're playing the 25th and the 27th, and then we're playing November 1st and November 3rd. We do not have Saturday shows because almost our entire orchestra and then one of our ensemble members is in the band. So, also, sorry, shout out to everyone who's not here. Shout out to Davis and Kirsten, the two other lead characters in the show who are not here. They play fantastic characters. And then shout out to all of our ensemble members, Keegan, Spencer, Harry, Maggie, Emmeline, Peyton, Spencer, Harry. I'm just renaming them at this point. Trevor. Yeah, also shout out me. Shout out Suzanne always. I'm just going to let Suzanne, shout out Drew, shout out Adelie.
Yeah, our whole run crew.
Shout out Ethan.
Yes.
I don't know. Shout out Thomas. I don't know. Shout out President Kitts.
Thank you, Beyonce.
Maybe. I don't know.
No.
Shout out Beyonce.
Biggest shout out to Drew just for like keeping such a composure of all this music.
Yeah, real.
He's hoarding us all together. He's hurting us, not hoarding us.
Yeah, this music it's been really difficult because it's kind of like it's a bit of a jazzy show.
Yeah.
And so the music changes keys like all the time. And it's really hard. I know it's really difficult for like the lead characters, but as an ensemble member, we're like, I don't get to like remember words. I have to remember like oohs and ahs.
Yeah.
Which is like
It's
more difficult than anything, to be honest.
It's like the same Bapa-doos, but they're slightly different every song. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay.
yeah.
Drew has remained so positive throughout this entire process, and I really love it because he could easily be like, "Shut up, that's wrong. Go die," or something. But no, whenever you guys, like the ensemble or any of us, we will sing something. Maybe it's a wrong note or the vowel's wrong. He'll support us, but he'll gently tell us how wrong we are. He'll be like, yeah, let's do that again. He's the best.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what he said after he heard us sing Hotel Yodel. I think he said it sounded like a heap of garbage or something like that.
Dang it.
But he said it with a smile on his face.
He said, "I'm sorry, guys." He said, "I love y'all." That sounded like hot garbage.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
I feel like before the show starts, I'll get it down. I promise I'll get it down. But me and Zeke's like one final harmony and like the second to last song.
He keeps taking my note.
Yeah, I apologize.
Right now. 1, 2.
No. I don't trust it yet.
Oh, God.
We'll get it though. We'll make him happy.
You'll make him happy.
Yeah.
Yes. Better terms. I'll make him happy.
You'll give him what he wants. All right.
Oh.
I do think that the show is going to come together.
Yes.
Like, I know it seems like we're running out of time, but I feel like with everything that I've done creatively, like film sets, theater sets, it feels like it feels like you're running out of time and that it's all gonna, but it comes together.
Also,
it does.
The fear of running out of time motivates us to.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But there's just something that happens at the 11th hour and you just get into the zone.
Yes.
And then also everybody gets into the zone. Like run crew will just be like, crap, like I've been like slacking off, like, and like we have like an audience, like I need to get it together. Yeah. And it just becomes this thing where like everybody just stops, like not in a bad way, but they just stop goofing off and they just stop messing around. And anytime, like if there's somebody in like the run crew who you don't like, or there's like another actor you don't like or something, it all just goes away. And everybody's just focused on like
Putting on a good show.
putting on a good show, and it's so fun to see. I love it.
Yeah.
I do think the show's going to come together,
Oh, for sure.
but that doesn't mean like don't put in any work, but it's going to come together.
Did we answer the question that you
Oh,
asked? Or did we
I
get
was
off
like-
track?
Oh yeah, sorry, I totally just kind of went off track of shout outs. Yeah,
That's fine. I love it.
Yeah, I guess we can just go around the circle and just shout out whatever you want to.
I'm not gonna go first.
Shout out Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Come see Dirty Rotten Scoundrels at the Norton Auditorium, October 25th, October 27th, November 1st, and November 3rd. Come see Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Okay,
Two
that's
competing
it.
The whole synopsis. Shout out to Rascal Flatts and my girlfriend Carly.
I like that Rascal Flatts came first.
Priorities.
I want to shout out, honestly, just UNA in general, and the Cinematic Arts and Theater department, and Suzanne Reese Mills. She's incredible. We've all had a really tough semester, but we have all pushed through by God's grace. Thank you, Jesus. And go follow me on Instagram, Laura.lee7.
You know what? I'll second that. Follow me on Instagram, LACINEW. Shout out, rest. Take care of yourself.
Yes.
Take a little bubble bath with the Dr. Teal's little like
Yes.
bubbles.
Lavender.
Oh, I get the ashwagandha.
Ooh, throw a
Stress
couple tea bags in there. Why not?
Ooh, yeah.
What? Do people do that?
Yes.
I do.
Carrots.
No, you don't. You're lying to my face.
Couple tea bags, couple carrots, couple boiled eggs.
Oh.
Maybe a dog.
You're just gonna eat her. You plan on boiling her and eating her. Little paprika.
Also, shout out movie theaters. Go to the movies.
Yes.
Go to the
Slay.
movies, but go to the musical
Dirty
theater
Rotten
to see
Scoundrels.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Yes.
That brings us to the very end of the episode. Thank you so much for listening or watching on YouTube. Go follow us at UNA Soda Pop on Instagram. Go follow or subscribe to the University of North Alabama School of the Arts on YouTube. Go see Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Dirty Rotten.
Yeah, thank you for listening to this Dirty Rotten podcast episode.
Thank you.
All right, that's all that I have for this episode. So without further ado,
I love